Hello, my name is Jason Lowry.
And I'm Mark Toti.
And this is the Parkland Podcast.
It's the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. It's the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. They got plenty to say. They got plenty of heart. On the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. It's the Parkland Podcast. Yeah, the Parkland Podcast. It's the Parkland Podcast. Yeah, the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark.
Digging that music, man.
Oh, man. What a great tune, courtesy of Mark's brother. And we have a great show in honor of that tune today. Well, not really in honor of the tune, but we have a great show, though, right?
Yes, but I got to get on my brother a little bit. He's becoming a critic.
Uh-oh.
He sent me a text message saying, "Did you remember Mike?" One of my other brothers. Did you remember Mike's birthday on the podcast? I didn't hear it. And I'm like, well, I had to make the excuse that I get all my birthdays off my Facebook friends page, and my brother Mike doesn't do Facebook.
Oh, so no. Yeah.
I forgot. So I forgot my brother's birthday, and my other brother called me on it. So I was busted by my brother Tom, but that's all right. I called Mike on his birthday and wished him a happy birthday.
My brother, it's confusing because I created a Facebook page for him like when Facebook first started for some kind of fantasy football draft reason. And I had his birthday wrong. I had it on the wrong day on that one. So I'm still friends with that account and, of course, his real account now. So sometimes I wish him a happy birthday a day later. Yeah,
I've got another brother that's got a birthday coming up this week, so I better get that one right, or I'll be hearing from Brother Tom again.
Chris Landrum will be here from the Help the Hungry BBQ, which is coming up. That's a big fundraiser for the Help the Hungry bake sale. Stephanie Bennett will join us from the Semo Family Violence Council. She's going to talk about all the things they have going on in October, which is Family Violence Awareness Month. Brian Bates will tell us about a special run he puts on every year to help out Shriners Hospital. And, of course, we'll have a recap of this past weekend's Blues, Brews, and Barbecue. Ooh, yeah. Week 4 of the high school football season, Farmington traveled to Jackson, gave the Indians all they could handle, plus plenty of news, events, and so much more, all coming up on the Parkland Podcast. Anything exciting happened to you this week, Mark Toti?
Went to the Farmington Chamber of Commerce meeting, had a really interesting presentation from a gentleman who actually helped with the building of the Twin Towers.
That's right. And then we're going to have a special segment courtesy of BKTV about that event.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is going to be coming up in a future
Oh, it is?
podcast.
It's not going to be on this podcast?
Not on this one.
Oh, okay, good.
But it'll be on the one after this.
Okay,
but
good.
But it's really good.
It is really good. Stick
really
around
good.
for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What else did you do? Anything exciting?
Lots of Blues, Brews, and Barbecue, baby.
How'd that go?
Oh, man, I'll tell you what. Had some concerns with the weather, but all in all, Paul Grindstaff, Lisa Sumter, and the folks that organized it, Paul's brother-in-law, Mike, who came all the way in from Springfield, had a great time.
Oh, that's awesome. And I know the city really stepped up. And
The city always does. Yeah.
Ooh, man.
Discover Farmington.
Yes.
Huge with this. Kristen White. Hope you're doing well.
Hope you're
Jeremy
getting some
Horton.
rest.
Yeah, no kidding. I saw her a lot this weekend. Jeremy Horton,
right?
He was all over the place. It was a good weekend to be in Farmington.
Busy week at the high school as we get ready for homecoming next week. We had professional development on Friday where we had a guest speaker, and then I still got to see you in the parking lot there on Black Knight Drive.
Yes,
yeah, but. Had a good week at school, and then almost wanted to throw a computer off the press box at Jackson on Friday night. But otherwise, everything went really, really well. Sponsor mentions, want to make sure we thank Parkland Pharmacy. They're sponsoring this episode. Discover Farmington. Save a lot of the Parkland. John Robinson at Pettis Chrysler Automotive, Heimberger Construction, and Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center. Do you have a Toti-ly awesome radio story to tell us?
Not so much a radio story, but something that happened over the weekend with Blues, Brews, and Barbecue. One of the displays that they had at Blues, Brews, and Barbecue is called The Farrier's Wife, and it's a gal who does blacksmithing.
Oh, wow.
So I'm on stage emceeing, and I'm talking about the barbecue contests and all the good food and all the good drinks, and in front of hundreds and, dare I say, thousands of people, I look out and I say, and of course, and the name of this booth is The Farrier's Wife, right?
Yeah.
I said, folks, you really need to get over and check out The Farrier's Wife. And then I stopped and thought about it, and I said, okay, let me rephrase that. Check out the booth, The Farrier's Wife. Not that she's not worth checking out, but that's not what I meant there. So, yeah. Yes, it's nice to know, even at my advanced age and after 40-some-odd years of radio, I can still say some pretty stupid things in public.
Every time for me, too,
Yeah,
buddy.
so go check out The Farrier's Wife next time you get a chance.
The wares and everything, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, all of the above. That is truly a totally awesome radio story here on the Parkland Podcast. Want to talk about Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center, providing mental health services since 1903. This is an amazing place to work. The work environment is awesome, and they have a lot of employees, Mark, that you and I know who have been there a long, long time. And I think that says something about what they do there.
Yeah, Rick Kruppe, want to give a shout out to Rick. Not only does he work there, but he helps to organize a whole lot of their fundraising events that they have there. Big employer in the area, and they're a corporation, I guess you could call them, a company that gives back to the community, and they really care about their patients and their well-being as well as their employees.
Now, they do have an opening right now. It's an advanced practice nurse, and that is for this region. The position includes daytime travel, a flexible work schedule with remote work options available, and a salary of $130,000 annually. Mark, do you want to go back to school and become an advanced practice nurse?
I'll tell you what, after years in radio, I'd have to work 7 years to make that much money. Wow, that's an awesome opportunity.
Yeah, and tremendous benefits. This opening will not last long. To apply, contact the Department of Mental Health, 573-218-6800. We'll get you right to Rick Kruppe, or you can go to the website dmh.mo.gov. The state of Missouri is an equal opportunity employer. We celebrate diversity and are committed to creating an inclusive environment for all employees.
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local independent pharmacy is alive and well. We work hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across Southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local pharmacy at its finest.
Time to check news here on the Parkland Podcast. School threats continue to be reported at area schools. The Perryville School District pressed charges against 2 juveniles this week after they made threats on social media. The Farmington School District will host a public meeting about school safety Tuesday night at 6 o'clock in the Black Knight Fieldhouse. That meeting is open to parents and the public.
It's busy times at the Farmington School District. They had to put out more fires this week on social media after the parent of a student in a health class posted about a video assignment in class dealing with the number of sexes in humans. In a statement, the school district was not aware that this specific video was being used in the classroom. The video is not part of their curriculum lessons and was added by the instructor from an external educational platform. Now, the district does say they are dedicated to ensuring that all instructional materials align with approved curriculum, and they are implementing measures to prevent this from happening again.
Sales tax are up in St. Francis County. At last week's commission meeting, it was reported that tax revenues are up 6% from last year. The county also revealed that over $123,000 are coming into the county thanks to marijuana sales. That money is going into an escrow as multiple lawsuits are challenging how marijuana taxes are distributed in unincorporated areas.
St. Francis County Clerk Kevin Engler is encouraging voters to read up on statewide amendments before they go to the polls. There are 6 issues on the ballot in November. Proposition A deals with a minimum wage increase and guaranteed time off. Amendment 2 asks voters to allow legalized sports betting in the state. Amendment 3 seeks to overturn the state's current abortion laws. Amendment 6 deals with court funds being used to fund police retirement. And Amendment 7 deals with voting and primary races.
The Potosi R3 School District announced last week that Superintendent Alex McCall will be retiring from the district coming up at the end of June in 2025. He has been with the school district for 21 years as a superintendent, administrator, and teacher.
East Missouri Action Agency has broken ground on affordable housing units being built in front of the Farmington Senior Center. They hope to have them ready by late next year. We'll have more coming up on a future podcast interview with East Missouri Action Agency Director Carrie McCrory.
In statewide news, net general revenue collections declined 9.3% this August, and that is compared with August of last year.
And we have homecomings coming up this week.
On Friday, Farmington, Valley, and Potosi will host their homecomings.
October 4th, it's Fredericktown and Central.
And on October 11th, North County and St. Genevieve. And of course, Parkland Sports Live will be at all 3 of those local homecomings, providing the broadcast. And that's your latest news right here on the Parkland Podcast. Heimberger Construction, heimbergerconstruction.com. Since 1978, they've been putting together fantastic buildings around the parkland. You can see them, and they have a secret weapon when it comes to their buildings, and a fine organization that helps there.
Well, one of their secret weapons is Jennifer herself.
Right, yes.
She is awesome and amazing, but they also specialize in Butler buildings. They are the best metal building systems on the market, the only buildings that have a pre-punched roof system and standard 360-degree roof seam for their standing seam roof. And I am sure if you travel around the area, you're going to see a Heimberger-built building.
Mocap in Park Hills and Farmington, Griffin Automotive in Bonne Terre, Legacy Products in Bonne Terre, Paramount Glass, the expansion in Park Hills, Crown Valley Winery, just to name a few. Their website's beautiful, heimbergerconstruction.com. Give Jenny a call today, 431-4387.
Good people to work with.
Hi folks, John Robinson here at Pettis Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Supercenter right here in Farmington. You know, I want to take a minute here to invite everybody out. My role has kind of switched. I decided to take on a new role, 33 years in the car business and management, and I'm kind of stepping back a little bit, but what I'm doing is I'm helping, I want to serve all the people that come in and ask for me. I'll handle the whole process from A to Z right here. So no running back and forth. It's going to be easy. We've got just about anything that anybody is looking for, and if we don't have it in a vehicle, I'll get it. I'll find it. So my cell phone is 573-701-8002. You can call me or text me at any time. I'll promptly respond 7 days a week, 24/7 if I'm awake. So just come on out and see me. I'll be glad to help you. It'll be my privilege to serve you. Put all my years of experience to work for you. So come on out once again. Pettis, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Supercenter, Fairgrounds exit just north of Farmington.
Time to check birthdays now on the Parkland Podcast. Let's throw a belated one out there real quick to Tony Barron, who celebrated his 50th birthday last week. Tony, I'm going to be with you there in just a year and a month. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, might as well throw my brother Mike back in there.
Yes.
Sorry, Mike. I hope you had a great birthday, and I'm an incompetent brother because I didn't put it on the podcast.
Is Mike the McGriddle brother?
He's the McGriddle brother, yes.
You know, Kayla, for some reason, thought that Greg Camp's brother invented the McGriddle.
Oh, Greg Camp's brother's a wannabe. My brother is Mr. McGriddle.
What has he made anything else for McDonald's? That
He's retired now.
Oh, he's retired now?
Now he just eats them.
that's happy birthday.
Yeah. Hey, we also want to send out a happy birthday wish on Monday to Maddie Irwin, former guest on the Parkland podcast. Maddie, we hope you are doing fantastic. Good luck this week with the Walk to End Alzheimer's, which is coming up at Mineral Area College. Ashley Guzman, she works at the Farmington Civic Center. She's one of the managers there. I've known Ashley since she was a high school kid, and she worked behind the front desk at the Farmington Civic Center. And Chelsea Wiles, happy birthday to you, former salesperson at J98 Radio. I got to know. She's a real nice girl.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she was almost the Country Days queen about 10, 15 years ago.
Really?
Yes.
Almost. Who beat her out? Do you remember?
Several.
That's
But that doesn't mean she's not a sweetheart.
right. Exactly. Kyle Valley, happy birthday to you, Kyle. He's with the Diecast Dudes podcast on the Barn Network. Darren Grayton, a Farmington legend, celebrating a birthday on Monday. Happy birthday, Darren. And Angela Mason with a birthday on Monday as well. Happy birthday, Angela. How about Tuesday, September 24th?
Tuesday, the man, the myth, the legend. I gave him the nickname of Jake the Snake many, many years ago when he was either a senior in high school or just out of high school. Jake Whitener.
Yeah.
Main dude with the Parkland Sports Live team celebrating a birthday. His mom, who barely looks 40 herself, tells me her son is now 40 years old. Jake used to be a lifeguard at the Farmington Civic Center, and we're thinking how he looked in his swimsuit is what really first enticed his wife, Mandy, to go, hey, check that dude out. Jake, happy birthday to you, man. Let's see. Speaking of good football players, and Jake was one of them, Bob Weiler.
Yes.
Celebrating a birthday. Bob was a heck of a coach. He was a heck of a quarterback when he was in high school over in the St. I can't remember if he was Valley Catholic or St. Jim Public, so I don't want to say because I don't want to get those folks mad.
Yes.
That.
One will be one will be very happy. One will be very mad.
But he and Bob Stolzer made a heck of a team. Quick story. I was broadcasting a game from St. Genevieve, and Bob was in the press box in the floor up above me, and I could hear him saying, we need to do this call. If he does this call, he's going to get a touchdown. I guarantee. And sure enough, they ran the call. And sure enough, there was a touchdown. And sure enough, I hear Bob stomping. I told you. It was like Kirk Cousins going, how do you like that?
Yeah.
How do you think of that? You know, it was great. Bob Weiler, he's a great guitar.
Drummer.
Drummer, yeah.
Yes.
Drummer, yeah. All right, happy birthday wishes to you. Happy birthday to our good buddy Doug Smith, longtime reporter and editor for the Daily Journal newspaper, now an award-winning real estate agent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Happy birthday wishes to you. Carol Grix. I volunteer with her at the Farmington Food Pantry on Wednesdays. Happy birthday to you from your husband, Gary, and all of your family. Nicole Proffer, got to know her at First State Community Bank. Happy birthday.
First.
Yes, and she was one of the friendlier ones at the Friendly First. Happy birthday to you. Denise Van Diver, happy birthday to you, young lady. Misty Bloom, celebrating a birthday today. She is a lean, mean real estate machine, and I hope she has a great day. I'm going to put you down at 26. Even though you have a son, two sons that are in their 20s, you still look 26 to me. And Connor Farrell celebrates a birthday today. He is a football player at Farmington High School. His mama sent me a message saying, am I too late? Am I going to be a bad mom if I don't get my son on the birthday list? And I said, no, you are going to be just fine. Number 54, varsity offensive guard for the football team, a mountain biking machine at Shepherd Mountain and skiing. He's a real adrenaline junkie, but he loves his mama more than anything else. That's the most important thing. I've known Connor since he was just a little kid. Now he's a big kid.
He's a big kid.
Now I call him Mr. Farrell. Happy birthday to you, buddy. And that's from all the cheerleading squad at Farmington High School.
Oh, man. I
Yeah,
know the
baby.
coach. Yeah, there we go. How about Wednesday, September 25th?
Wednesday, Bruce Marler used to do a radio show with Bruce and his wife. Bruce knows so much about technology, it's not even funny. But I got to tell you, I really preferred it when his wife came for the show instead of Bruce, because she was a lot better looking than Bruce was. Bruce would be the first one to tell you, you got that right. You got that right. Anyway, Bruce, happy birthday to you. I hope you're doing good. Lisa Fireball Lip celebrating a birthday. When I worked at the radio station, every time I'd play an Elvis Presley song, she would send me a message on Facebook saying, "Oh, thank you, Mark Toti." And I, of course, would say, "Well, thank you. Thank you very much. You're a wonderful young lady." So there you go. Lisa, that's for you. Happy birthday wishes to my buddy Newt Ludicky. I've known him forever. We used to play on a volleyball team together. He was a really good volleyball player. Judd and Jocelyn Cunningham, the twins.
Oh, yeah.
Celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday to you from all of your family. I hope you all have great days. And a guy who did a great job running the Bismarck School District for a whole bunch of years. Now he's in Jefferson County.
Yeah, I think he's at Windsor. I think he's the assistant superintendent there.
Yeah, Jason King.
He's a quality
celebrating.
dude.
His daughter, I think, was valedictorian at Bismarck back in the day, because I did an interview with her. But Jason, happy birthday wishes to you.
Yeah. I want to wish a very happy birthday on Wednesday to Marcia Brown.
Marcia.
The preschool teacher at St. Joe. Amazing. She taught all three of my kids. They all love her very much. They all presented her with different challenges as they came into school, especially Jonas, because at that point, he was pretty out there. And I mean, she got it to click with him real quick, and has just been a huge part of all three of my children's lives. And we hope you have the best birthday, Miss Marcia. How about Thursday, September 26th?
Thursday just one, but it's a dandy. My buddy Charlie Boyd celebrating a birthday. Charlie, one of the best basketball players ever to come out of Farmington High School. He and his brother George. You talk about the Twin Towers. They're both about 6'8", 6'9". But if I remember right, Charlie played against Lou Alcindor to become Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at some point in time.
Yeah.
But anyway, Charlie, I love going over to the fish fries for St. Joe Catholic Church. I don't know if he still helps out and making the fish and stuff like that, but you go in to get your meal and you see all the people back there volunteering, and it's like, you know who Charlie is right away, because it's like head, Charlie, head. Anyway, happy birthday to you from your wife, Rita, your kids, and your grandkids. Charlie's turning 80, and he's just a heck of a good guy.
I want to wish a happy birthday to Janice Bess on Thursday. Happy birthday, Janice. Hope you're having a great, awesome day. And Laura Kyle celebrating a birthday today on Thursday. Happy birthday, Laura. Teresa Ballman wanted to make sure that you got that special birthday wish on the podcast. What about Friday, September 27th?
Friday, a couple of relatives celebrating a birthday. My brother Dave, I got this one right.
Yay!
Brother Dave, happy birthday to you.
Now, he invented the Frosty, right?
No. He apparently, I don't know if he invented procreation, but he sure has it down to a science. Like 6 or 7 kids.
Yeah.
Got like 12 or 13 grandkids, and he's younger than me. He did a good job of making sure the Toti line will live on. Happy birthday, Dave, from your beautiful wife, Terry. Dave was a college football player. His wife was a college cheerleader. You know those kids are going to be good looking.
Yeah. Have good genes.
He's a great guy. Happy birthday to you. And my niece, Taylor Buckaloo. Taylor Toti Buckaloo celebrating a birthday on Friday. She's got 2 boys. Happy birthday to you from your mom and dad, your husband, the kids, from me, and from all of your Missouri family members. Paul Pinkston, graduate of Farmington High School. You can see him every now and then at Coljack's. He goes in and he does woodworking and he sells it at Coljack's. Happy birthday to you. Ryan Barron, policeman for the Farmington Police Department. Happy birthday to you. Brad Dush, I know you know him well.
Oh, yeah. Food Rush with Brad Dush was my favorite show to host because he brought food every time.
Well, I used to eat some of his cooking at the Relay for Life when he was involved with that. Laura Rickus Bays, one of those good-looking Rickus girls. Happy birthday to you, young lady. And Emily Barber. She is such a sweetheart. She works at the Farmington Civic Center. I've known her since she was about 2 years old. I met her and her mom at a Relay for Life meeting, and she proceeded to give me, at the age of like 2 or 3, a complete history of their family trip to Disneyland. And I heard all about that, and she showed me all the little dolls that she brought back from Disneyland with her. When she was like 13, she cut off not even all of her hair. It still was down to here, but she had hair down to here, and she cut it off and gave it to Locks for Love, which I thought was pretty good for anybody to do that, but especially for a 13-year-old kid. And now you see her at the Farmington Civic Center, and she is just a sweetheart, and she's a mom now. So happy birthday, Emily.
I have two, one student, one former student birthday for Friday. Former student Nikki Martin. Nikki, I am extraordinarily proud of you. Not only did she graduate from Semo with her degree in mass communications, she's got a couple good jobs lined up. Nikki, you're doing great. Super duper proud of you. She got a really bad teacher my first year because she had me like the first year. And but I think I did okay because she's doing wonderful. Happy birthday, Nikki. And then a current student I want to wish a happy birthday to, sophomore Ben Talley at Farmington High School. Ben is extremely funny and very witty. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what you and all of your buddies make in BKTV2 this year. How about Saturday, September 28th?
Saturday, I want to wish a happy birthday to Tara Baker. Tara works at US Tool, and I see her everywhere. She's at all the Farmington Chamber events and gets out and about and involved in some other things as well. She's just a real nice human being. Tara, happy birthday to you. And my buddy Jay Pinkley celebrating a birthday on Saturday. I just want to wish him a happy birthday because he is easily one of the craziest human beings that I've ever met. So, Jay, happy birthday wishes to you.
Happy birthday to the lefty, Mr. Blake Jones, the head coach of the Mineral Area College baseball team. Blake, hope you have an awesome birthday, my friend, and that your team has an awesome fall season, which rolls into a fantastic spring campaign. And a local artist we both know pretty well, Mr. Bob Hamby, and all the great caricatures he does. Super duper talented. Bob, happy birthday to you, buddy. I hope you and Debbie get to do something really cool on your birthday weekend.
He did a caricature of me, and I have it at my house.
It was hanging up in your cubicle forever back in the day.
Yes.
Yeah. How about Sunday, September 29th?
Sunday, our good buddy Johnny Woolridge. He's one of the guitar players for the group Canyon.
Oh, man, they're sounding so good. I heard him from my back deck a couple weeks ago in Deloge. Man, they're sounding so good.
Yeah, he's just a great guy. Happy birthday to you, Johnny. I still remember I was doing the PA work at Farmington High School. Now, this goes back almost 20 years now. And his daughter, who was a cheerleader at the time, came up and said, "Hey, it's my dad's birthday today. Can you wish him a happy birthday?" And Johnny was like right down from me. And I said, "Hey, folks, we understand we have a birthday in the audience. Johnny Woolridge. Johnny's turning 70 today. Happy birthday to you." I thought I gave him a sprained neck because he turned around like this so fast, and he just started laughing. Johnny, happy birthday wishes to you. Now we're both way too close to 70 to even make a joke about it. Happy birthday to Jennifer Lynn Sykes. She works over at Mineral Area College. True story, her daughter graduated from Farmington High School, not this past year, but the year before. Mm-hmm. Big fan of the chair.
Yes.
Big fan
Everyone
of the chair.
is.
They walked up to where the chair was right before graduation. She changed, her daughter changed into her graduation gown so she could take a picture of the family with the chair.
That's great. We've got to do a podcast from there.
I'm telling you.
That'd be the way to go.
The chair is a life of its own. And happy birthday to Katie Taylor Martinez, graduate of Bismarck High School, now a big administrator over at the Bismarck School District, and just an all-around good girl.
I have a lot of Sunday birthdays as well. Ashley Arcand, North County graduate, former co-worker at B104. She was one of the best board operators, and now she is a bigwig with IBM. I mean, she travels like all over the world. Happy birthday, Ashley. You work really hard, and you deserve it. Dr. Rafael Figueroa, he lives a stone's throw away from the barn right here.
Nice.
Yeah, and he and his wife, Carla, are so nice when they have their parties for all their kids. There's nothing quite like a Venezuelan party, man. They really are great hosts, and so good to my kids. Happy birthday, Dr. Figueroa. Bruce Ferguson, avid listener of the podcast. Bruce, happy birthday to you. I know you're trying to get all your sleep caught up, so when Election Day happens, you'll be able to pull an all-day and all-nighter. Dawn Kekek with the birthday on Sunday. Happy birthday, Dawn. That's from Larry and all of your kids, all those teachers in your family. Happy birthday to you. Hope retirement is still okay. And one of my favorite educators of all time, and I did a lot of football and baseball with this guy over the years, Mr. Greg Noble. Happy birthday, Greg, the Ope.
Yeah, great dude. I've known him since I remember broadcasting his baseball games in high school. He was a left-handed pitcher. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a really good pitcher, too.
He was. Him and Brian Wallen on that same team.
And, you know, if you're a Noble, you're going to be intelligent. And I wonder if he's any good at trivia, because there are several Nobles that are on traveling trivia teams. And Greg, big shoes to fill there, but he's a heck of a good guy.
Great administrator in the Central School District. Happy birthday, Greg. Hope it's a great one for you. Those are our birthdays and anniversaries here on the Parkland Podcast. Let's talk about Save-A-Lots of the Parkland. They're in Bonne Terre, DeSoto, Potosi, Park Hills, and Farmington. And they have an excellent selection of items. And I love how they're getting more local items in. And one of the best things around locally is this from Bailey Joe's. So yummy.
Yes, Bailey Joe's saw Jeremy, and he gave us a couple of these to brag about. These are available in Save-A-Lot stores. This is their dressing, their Italian dressing. We also have some barbecue sauce. I believe there's a barbecue and a cherry glaze there as well. And they started phenomenal and worked their way up. But that's just an example of the great quality products you will find at Save-A-Lot. And I got to tell you, at our men's club barbecue, we had a few leftover chickens from the John Thomas Scholarship Fundraiser, and we broke them out. All that chicken came from Save-A-Lot, and I gotta tell you, it's fabulous.
Yeah, they do such a great job. They have butchers in every store. They're always looking at ways to bring new and exciting items to the store, so things are changing. It's not the same every time, which is real exciting. They do a great job. Check them out today. They're Save-A-Lots of the Parkland, Bonne Terre, DeSoto, Park Hills, Potosi, and Farmington. At Beyond the Leash, we specialize in professional dog training, focusing on the whole mindset of your dog. From adventure training to service dog programs, we provide customized, transformative experiences for dogs of all kinds. With Beyond the Leash, it's about going beyond the physical leash. It's about unleashing the bond, the trust, and connection between you and your dog. Our name isn't just a title, it's a promise. Beyond the Leash means moving past limits, discovering a deeper companionship, and fostering freedom through expert training and care. Beyond the Leash, where professional dog training meets exceptional grooming services, all designed to elevate your dog's life and enhance your relationship. Let's check the events page now. That's sponsored by Discover Farmington, more than you ever imagined.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
DiscoverFarmingtonMo.gov allows you to find out more about entertainment, dining, outdoor activities, wineries, and more. Find out about local events and even book a wedding or day trip. That's all available at DiscoverFarmingtonMo.com.
Again, congratulations to Discover Farmington for putting on a great blues, brews, and barbecue. And I know they're gearing up for the month of October, celebrating the 100th anniversary of Long Haul in Farmington. We'll have more on that coming up as well. Mom's Cafe offering a free meal Wednesday at 5:30. Talk to Pam Brooks. She says numbers are really up over the last couple of months. I don't know. We talk about it on the podcast. Numbers go up. Is there a connection? It takes place at the Methodist Church in Farmington starting at 5:30 on Wednesday.
Trivia night coming up September 27th. That's going to benefit the West County Choir Program.
There is a fall art show coming up September 28th at Long Haul in Farmington.
The Fall Family Hayrides will take place every Thursday night in October in Engler Park. Bring the kids out for the hayride, the s'mores, and everything every Thursday evening in Engler Park.
Get your orders in now. Great barbecue for a great cause. The Help the Hungry BBQ coming up on October 4th.
Erica Wade Foundation 5K Run happening October 5th in Farmington with proceeds to benefit Shriners Hospital.
Cruising for a Cause Zombie Cruise 2.0 October 5th all day long in downtown Park Hills.
St. Paul Lutheran School has their big trivia night. You'll love all the items on the auction, too. Oh, my goodness, this one's a huge one. It's happening October 5th at the St. Paul Lutheran School's elementary gym.
And Babbling About Broadway, a musical review takes place October 11th and 12th at 7 p.m., October 13th at 3 p.m. at Truman Auditorium in Farmington.
And these events and more always brought to you by DiscoverFarmingtonMo.com. Check out the website. Find out about all the great events. Before you know it, Mark, it's going to be Christmas time, and we'll have all kinds of great things happening. Discover Farmington Mo, the website, to go check everything out.
Hi, my name is Jonas, and I go to St. Joseph in Farmington. My friends in the St. Joseph Youth Group are planning another mission trip to Belize next July. The group will help rebuild and repair Catholic schools in the country. Just call St. Joseph Catholic Church in Farmington for more information. And don't forget about the drive-thru chicken fry on Sunday, October 6th, right outside the school cafeteria. Chicken, sides, and desserts for just $10 a plate. Help the St. Joe Youth Group help other young Catholics in Belize by supporting their mission trip.
Hey, back on the Parkland podcast, it's time to talk to the Semo Family Violence Council. And we have a couple of guests who I know can talk a long time about their cause, but they're so passionate about it. And I know Mark and I always love talking to these two young ladies. We have Stephanie Bennett, the executive director, and Tracy Carroll, the assistant director of case management, joining us. Thanks so much for coming on the Parkland podcast. This is great.
We're so excited. We thought we would never see Mark again. And we were his last interview before the demise of your last job.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And then he was oblivious because he said, "See you next month."
I did. I had no clue.
We had no clue, and we went back to our office, and then Facebook hit it hard with "It's over," and we were very sad because he's been a great advocate for our agency. He has
been on the board
of our agency. He has rallied for.
You're welcome to come back.
You're welcome to come back. Jason used to be our interviewer at the other radio station, to remain nameless.
Oh, we can say KFMO.
Oh,
They're
we
okay.
can't say KFMO. I didn't know if we could say other.
They haven't
agencies.
fired anybody.
Yeah, I didn't know if we could say other agencies while we're on this.
Yeah, I still get to go there and see Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. And good for them still providing that service.
Yeah, because we don't want AI to start talking for the American people, because we don't want AI. We want real people like you guys talking to us and knowing about the passions of our path.
Well, speaking of your path, what do you do at the Family Violence Council?
I'll let Stephanie tell you.
Oh, Lord, how far back you want me to go?
20 years, right?
Yeah.
20 years this month she's been.
Okay, so the agency originally, just started as a hotline in a church in Farmington, and that was in 1994-ish. There's no exact date, and I know 1995 is when they opened the first little shelter that was next to the Bon Terre Hospital, and it was very small, and they held a couple people, and it grew and grew, and in 99 they built the big facility that we are in now. In that facility, we have 10 to 11 employees providing advocacy and support services, court advocacy, outreach advocacy, sexual assault advocacy. We do community education. We do education in the school systems. And then we have a 32-bed emergency shelter. So it's a village over there.
What about you, Tracy? What do you do with the Semo Family Violence Council? And I know this is going to be a long answer, too.
I know, I'm sorry.
No, that's great. We love that in podcasting. Perfect.
Well, the thing of it is, what I do is I'm the case manager for all the clients in-house, which currently right now we have 32 at the shelter, and we have about 10 children. And then we have a huge outreach program, which is over 100, and those are ladies that might have lived there already and then moved out, but they still need our mentoring, our groups, our court advocacy, our therapy, whatever we have, they can have. They just don't live there. There's a lot of women that might call our hotline that need the counseling, need support, or need court advocacy, but they don't need us as far as shelter. So they're in what we call the outreach program. So they come in every Wednesday for group and stuff like that. But I case manage. I talk to them once a week. So I'm on the phone. I'm emailing those clients because I want to stay. A lot of them don't have family, or they've burned a lot of bridges through the abuse and stuff. Because it becomes repetitive for the family, and they don't understand it, so they just wash their hands of it. So we kind of become their family. We still get them clothes and shampoo and food and stuff like that. And then they can just call us like, what should I do about this, changing jobs? Something that you might bounce off your family, they bounce off me. The in-house clients I see every week. We have a goal planning that we do. I make sure they're walking the steps that they need, because a lot of times, they get stagnant. They don't know what to do because they've been told for so long how to do it. Most of the time we start at the very bottom, and I work on their mental health first, which means I might send them to BJC. They start with our therapist. Then most of them, 90% of them, come to us with no IDs, no birth certificates, no Social Security, because that's a form of abuse. They keep those things from them. They burn those things. So we have to start from scratch and get all their IDs, their shot records, their everything from them and their children they need. Stephanie and I wrote a bill several years ago, which finally passed after COVID, that now the state pays for one free birth certificate if you live in a shelter, which was a big help to us because we had no funding for it. And if you think about a mother with 4 children, that's 15 times her and 4 children for birth certificates. And we were spending $400 or $500 sometimes. And if they live out of state, the birth certificates we've bought one in California for $140, one in Ohio for $160. Wow. So they're even more when they weren't born in Missouri. So our next step is try to get it federally done, where if you live in a domestic or a homeless shelter, that you can get a one-time thing for a free birth certificate, because it does hold you up a lot. And with all the new immigration laws and things, they're going to need those birth certificates. So we start there, and it takes a lot more than 30 days to get someone doing all those things, mental health, physical health, and then getting all their records. So I'm like the cattle driver and stuff like that, and the house mom, and I make sure that they're staying on the path that they need. Some of, part of abuse is drug addiction. They're trying to suppress a lot of childhood, a lot of adult things. So they've been taking drugs or drinking or things like that. So a lot of times we've got to get them in some type of rehab, celebrate recoveries, different programs for them. So it's not a quick fix. They come to the shelter, whoop, I fix them, they leave in 30 days.
Right.
Sometimes it takes a year for them to get everything going in the right direction. But I have a criteria that they kind of have to meet, and they have to keep moving forward. And you either love me or hate me is the kind of thing at the shelter, because sometimes I have to get motherly with them and
You have to get real.
You're not doing everything I've asked. You've been here several months. You don't have a job. You've not gone to any of the programs I've asked you to go to. You're not fixing your problems. This is not a flop house. We are not the Hilton. This is not your forever home. And then I have to get real serious with them. And if they don't make any changes, I say, there's other programs in the state of Missouri that you can go to. So I want people to know that we don't just let them stay there indefinitely. This is not a drug den. We hear all kinds of things about the shelter. It's not that place. I'm very stern with them. We have a no tolerance for drugs. We have a no tolerance for alcohol in the shelter. They can do what they want when they're not there, but they can't come back to the shelter and act a fool. And if they act a fool and they don't go to bed, then they have to leave and they can't come back. So we do have very strict rules, but we've also got to be compassionate and empathetic to them, that they come to us with not one suitcase, but many suitcases of problems. And I'm peeling off those layers and getting them to all the right resources. And when you're doing that times 100 and some people, that's tough. So we're very underfunded in the sense of what we get from the government. They think we could get this all done with a very small staff, and it's not true. We don't believe that. But that's why we have fundraisers, which I'm going to let Stephanie talk to you about our current fundraiser.
Yeah, but before we do that, October is basically here. It's a big month. That's a domestic violence awareness month, isn't it?
It is. Every year, our 2 awareness months, we celebrate our April for sexual assault awareness, and we do October's domestic violence awareness. And we've done different things over the years. We used to meet at the courthouse, and we'd have a balloon release and give out free pizza, and we've went to hospitals, and we've done the same kind of things there. And we'd never got a really big response. It was basically the people that worked in those facilities that would come out, which we were glad they did, but they knew who we were. We were trying to get community people there, and we just didn't have a lot of luck. So in the past few years, one of the things we've started is we've been purchasing awareness posters, and we're hanging those posters in the bathrooms of bar and grills and of doctors' offices. Basically anywhere somebody is popping in to use a bathroom, there's going to be a poster on the inside of the stall, if the business will let us. We've had some kickback from some businesses, and that's okay. But anyway, there's going to be that poster in your face with a phone number, a way you can call, get help. You may not be ready to leave the situation. Maybe you just need to talk. So anyway, that's one of the things that we're doing. And then as far as the trivia night, is there another October thing other than the...
Yeah, we're going to the health departments. The health departments have reached out, and they want us to educate their nurses and their staff on red flags, what they need to be looking for, how we can walk them through the procedure. Because a lot of times the abuser won't go to WIC with them. They won't go to the health department because they think, man, nothing's going to happen there. And a lot of times behind the closed doors, these women confide in the different staff, hey, this is happening to me and my children. Can you help us? So we're going to the health departments to kind of walk them through what they need to do. That's one of the things we're doing. And the other thing we're doing is we haven't done before. We're going to the OBGYN offices, and we're going to meet with all their providers. And we found out in Festus and different places down here, they really don't know what to do either. Sometimes when a patient comes in behind closed doors, if they think someone's being abused, they'll make an excuse why the husband can't come into the exam room with them. Mm-hmm. And that gives them a great opportunity to talk to us. We get calls all the time from East Missouri, from the doctor's offices, hey, we got a lady here, this is what. And so if they already know what to do, they won't have to waste that time calling us to ask us what to do. So we're going to educate a lot of OBGYNs in October. And
if anybody has, anybody listening has a group where you work and you work with people. You have people coming into your building. We will come in and give, a half hour, 15-minute, hour talk, whatever you have time for, just to let your staff know, if you do encounter a victim, these are the steps that you can take. These are the resources available. And I mean, just because we met with, let's say, DFS 4 years ago and all their caseworkers, they have a turnover. So there's probably, just because we've been there once doesn't mean we don't need to come back, because chances are you have new employees, maybe information didn't get passed on. So we even go into churches. Tracy goes, there's several little churches.
The church circuit.
And
there's 593 churches in our 5 counties.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
believe it or not. And that's a lot of churches
that
to visit.
is.
You got some of that good old time religion.
I do.
Yeah.
I've seen some. Yes, I have.
So I mean, we're going out and speaking to the Monday Club. We went to the Long
Mondays.
Memorial Hall or not hall, the little house in the park over there. That little group. I mean, we have talked with a lot of different groups, but again, I think people need that reminder. We need to come back and let us give our spiel so you know what's going on. And
just a refresher, because some things have changed since we've talked to a lot of these groups. In 2020, a law was passed in the state of Missouri, and that's one of my other jobs, is that I look and research all the new laws that are coming down for domestic violence. But we got a new law that says from 6th grade to 12th grade, they're supposed to have sexual assault education in the school. And that's not sexual like biology. It's to talk about things like sex trafficking, internet sexual problems. It's supposed to talk about date rape. It's supposed to talk about things like that. And I think people are afraid about it. They're afraid because it sounds so scary. But I do it from a 6th grade level. I do it in a very 6th grade level. And I do it all the way through until I get to 12th grade. And when I get to 12th grade, it's a little bit more eye-opening.
Sure.
But the way the law is intended, if I start with them in 6th grade and every year they have the same talk about this, by the time they get to 12th grade, they will have a great understanding about date rape, roofing, all those things. And what they hope is, because one of the things that they reached out to domestic violence shelters was 1 in 6 college students, that's staggering, 1 in 6 have been in a date rape situation. So if we're educating them from 6th grade to 12th grade, because I talk a lot about college and stuff like that, when they get to college, they're already going to know about the red flags. I have kids now say, "Oh, I know you. You're the red flag lady. You're the one that talks to me about the trusted adult."
Yeah.
Because 90% of people who are sexually assaulted from in 6th grade to 12th grade are people they know. It's not the TV movie, somebody in the park sneaks up on you. It's teachers, preachers, it's coaches, it's neighbors, it's sisters' boyfriends, it's mom's boyfriend. It's people you know. And a lot of times they've been conditioned to think it's okay. Right. It's okay for this to happen. So we're not just a sexual assault and domestic violence shelter. Now we're under the umbrella with our new goals in life are the sex trafficking, because it's become so prominent that 1 in 10 children in our 5 service counties will be sex trafficked.
Wow.
Hey, before we let you all get out of here, we got to know more about trivia.
Yes.
Because I need teams. I need lots of teams.
See, I didn't even need to come. She could
I'm
just do
sorry.
it all.
I'm going to turn my back.
October 25th.
I'm so talkative.
It's okay.
Again, that's a good thing to have in a podcast guest.
Yeah.
Honestly, I had never noticed.
Oh, my God.
Me either.
But you know what? I'm not talkative about silly stuff that I don't like. I'm talking about things that I want to change, because I'm going to die soon, you all know. I'm 61, and it's coming. In 20 years or so, I'll be dead. And when I leave this world, I want my 6 grandkids to say, my granny was an advocate for women, and she changed the way we think about this. That's what's important to me. I'm
Absolutely.
Sorry.
She
Go ahead.
has to go deep occasionally.
I do. She's not a deep thinker, but I am so deep.
20 years, you lose that deep thinking. October 25th,
Yes.
St. Paul Lutheran School Gymnasium in Farmington, off Columbia. We start our game at 7 p.m. Doors open 6:30. We are having a full-on dinner and dessert. So for $20 a person, you not only get your game, But you're getting dinner, desserts, non-alcoholic drinks. You're welcome to bring in alcohol. You're welcome to bring in your own drinks. We have raffle prizes. We have silent auction items. We have prizes for the best costume, the best decorated table, the best team spirit, and typically the biggest loser. And then we also have sponsorship opportunities available. So you can be a round sponsor for $100. And what we'll do is when, I'm doing those, your round comes up, we kind of give you a short commercial. We also talk about you on our radio interviews. We put your advertisement out on our Facebook page, which is then usually, shared by a lot of people. So for $100, you're getting a lot of advertisement. Plus, that qualifies you for a 70% Missouri domestic violence tax credit. So bring your costume, bring your decorated table, and come and play.
How does somebody put together a team? Who do they call?
So the teams, we prefer you to... The tables, they say, will hold 10, but that's not a comfortable evening. If you can just have 8 on your team, it's much better.
It does hold 10.
It's more comfortable for you.
You get too many people in there, you start talking each other out of the right answers.
Yes.
You got.
So what you can do is you can give us a call at 358-3913. We have a PayPal button on smmhc.org, which is our website, or our website. And then give us a follow on our Facebook page, which is Southeast Missouri Family Violence Council. And that's where you'll see all of our upcoming events, our needs. A lot of people are always saying, what do you need? What do you need? If you just think what you use every day in your life, so are we.
Trash bags.
Laundry, soap, trash bags, clothes, household items. We have a big new storage shed on the campus there, and we're keeping, furniture and small household items and pots and pans and sheet, you name it. If you're using it in your home, these people need it for their home. So, and also 1-800-663-9929 is our 24-hour hotline number.
Quick plug for the United Way.
We love United Way, and we try to ring that bell at least 40 plus hours when the bell season comes out.
Awesome.
Is it out yet?
Not yet.
Okay, because we hit it as soon as it comes out. We start filling in.
No, we
spots.
went and got our check.
Thank you guys. I'm so glad
thanks for
you're
having
back.
us.
Oh man,
I'm so glad
loved
you're
having
back.
you guys.
Yes,
so glad
absolutely.
You're back.
And cool story about you guys being Mark's last interview. That
I know,
that
isn't
is
that
really
crazy?
neat.
Finally, something that we can brag about.
Yeah, now we can all
Straight up.
laugh about it.
Yeah,
a
we're
couple months
Mark's
ago, it was
last
pretty
thing.
depressing.
Yeah, that is pretty
Yeah.
impressive. We would have never thought we were the last. We would have thought somebody else would have been the last, but it was us.
Yeah, but
Well,
again,
I'm glad they didn't do it before us. Or
Yeah, no kidding.
why we were
Right,
there.
yeah,
That
then you
might
would've got AI
'cause
interviewed.
I'm kind of a violent person sometimes when it comes to my friends. When it comes to my
But
friends.
good job on doing this. I think I've heard a lot of positive things.
Oh, I
about
watch
you
every
guys
interview
doing
you
this.
do. Every
Thank
interview.
you.
I love
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
I love it. And just tell us what we can do to help you make this better and bigger. Because I have a big mouth apparently. And I can tell anybody anything that is the truth. So if you tell me what we need to do, I will tell people, hey, by the way, you need to.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
Please
lady.
like and subscribe.
Yeah.
I will subscribe. That's how you do it. You just
tell 'em how to like and
subscribe.
subscribe.
Okay.
We
can do that.
appreciate that.
We'll put that on our Facebook.
Yeah, so check them out on the Facebook page. Again, the trivia night. What's the date again?
October 25th, my anniversary.
Wow.
I know.
And how
Well,
many-
it was that or North County homecoming.
And we couldn't do
Ah.
North
And
County.
so,
yeah.
it's fine. It's fine.
Nana?
what? How many years?
2008.
I'm talking about how many years you've been married.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's got to
okay.
think it through.
I got married in
I know.
2008.
Oh, she's
yeah,
terrible.
I did it all backwards, Jason. I
I
had
know.
a baby. I built a house. Then I got married.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you do
But it's
stuff.
still working.
It's still
did, it
working.
worked.
Yeah.
Gary
absolutely.
Bennett thinks it works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gary's okay with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he is.
he's good.
Thank
Very
you
good.
guys for having
Thank you
us.
very much.
Thank you very
Thanks.
much.
Stephanie Bennett, Tracy, Carroll, we love talking to them, and they are our guests from the Semo Family Violence Council here on the Parkland Podcast. Let's talk Discover Farmington, discoverfarmingtonmo.gov, more than you ever imagined. You would think after a big event like Blues, Brews, and Barbecues, they would just kind of put up their feet and just relax, but no, that's not the case with Discover Farmington. They are so busy and have so many great things coming up.
Oh, they do. There's a big Roaring 20s celebration coming up, pretty much a month-long celebration of the 100th anniversary of Long Haul. in beautiful downtown Farmington. One of the things they are going to do is they're going to have volunteers, and I get to be one of them, that are going to portray famous people from throughout the history of Farmington, and I'm going to be Dubert.
Are you?
Yes. The man who Long Hall in Farmington is actually named after.
Dubert Long?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
Yes. So I'm working on my biography of him, thanks to Jesse Williams. But there's going to be several things throughout the month of October that Discover Farmington is helping with as they celebrate 100 years at Long Memorial Hall. And it won't be too long before you were talking about Christmas earlier on.
Oh, man.
Where they have the lighting of the Christmas tree in downtown Farmington. That was a big hit last year for the first year they did it.
Yeah, and I wonder, is ice skating coming back? I know that's been a big hit with Discover Farmington in the past.
Well, I'm sure it will, but that's something we can ask Greg Beavers about.
There we go. He knows. DiscoverFarmingtonMo.gov allows you to find out more about entertainment, dining, outdoor activities, wineries, and more. That's the website you need to go to. More than you ever imagined, DiscoverFarmingtonMo.com.
Mercantile on Columbia Street is a business targeting all audiences and age ranges with its vast assortment of sweet treats and knickknacks. One of the major draw factors of customers is the homemade ice cream made by the owners of the establishment. Mercantile sells many toys and snacks, making it a great trip for children and featuring other sweet treats as well as collectible items to draw as adults. A trip to the Mercantile will leave your entire family happy and make for a great stop for anyone with a family that wants a rustic feeling ice cream parlor experience. Come see us in downtown Farmington.
We're joined now on the Parkland podcast by Chris Landrum. She is the creator of the Help the Hungry bake sale and barbecue and one of the many organizers of that event, and always out to do something nice for the community. Chris, thanks so much for joining us here on the Parkland podcast and coming out to the barn.
Thanks for having me. I love this place.
Tell us a bit. We're going to get to plenty of time with the barbecue, but tell us about the Help the Hungry bake sale and how you came up with the idea for this.
It's a long story, but I'll try to be brief.
No, it's fine. We like long stories on podcasts.
Well, I love to bake and I love to cook for people. And that's just kind of my gift. And for years, I would see in the Parade magazine, remember that insert that used to be in the Sunday paper? Mm-hmm. They once a year, they would advertise the Great American Bake Sale. And the Great American Bake Sale was a way to raise money to feed kids in after-school programs across the country. And they wanted people all across the country to have a bake sale and then send the money so they could feed kids in these programs. And I just always liked that idea, and I always wanted to do it, but I didn't want to do the traditional old-style bake sale where you did it in front of a grocery store and had a table out there and tried to sell your baked goods. I wanted to do something bigger than that. So I started doing a little research, and then I found that if I did a bake sale, that money would not have stayed in our area. It would have gone to St. Louis. And I'm all for kids in St. Louis having something to eat, but I thought the only way I'm going to get people behind this is if the money can stay locally and help our local people. So, I talked to a local businessman and told him about my idea, and he immediately shut me down and said, that'll never work. So I'm like, okay. And so I just let it sit for a while. And one day, I just had this voice in my head, like God speaking to me. And he said, hey, Chris, what about that bake sale? And I was like, oh my gosh. And I said, I'll get right on it. And so, the rest is history. The right people just came in front of me. Chuck Henson got me to the right people. I got a collection of women from local churches. They're the ones that really came up with a lot of the ideas, and 19 years later, here we are.
Wow.
Yeah, a little background. Chris asked me if I would be the auctioneer, and I'm like, I've never auctioneered a thing in my life. She goes, oh, you'll do fine. But that first year, we competed. We were at the Centene Center, right?
Yeah.
And we competed with a knife show and a Farmington football game.
Oh, my.
State playoff game.
State playoff game,
yeah. I know. We thought, oh, my gosh, what's going to happen? But all those men that were at the knife, wasn't it a gun show also?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all came over and said, I'm going to pick up a little something to take home to the wife. And,
Yeah.
yeah, and all the football people going to the game, they stopped in early. It just worked. If God wants it to happen, gang, it's going to happen. So it was a great, yeah. I've learned not to worry about that stuff.
And then eventually things moved to St. Joseph Catholic School Gymnasium, and you started to involve more and more people, and this thing has just grown immensely. I believe you've raised over $1 million since this started out.
We raised, I think we hit the $1 million mark.
Not this
2
past year,
years
but the
ago.
year before.
Yes, we baked it to 1 million, and we're super excited. We would all, our first year we made $10,000, and every year since then, except for last year, we raised more and more money. And I remember what Denise Gallagher, one of the committee members, said, "Oh, when we make $100,000 one year," and I thought that is never going to happen. I'm like, wait, why can't that happen? So yeah, we have just been super blessed. We feel like it's the one fundraiser where schools, churches, businesses, social organizations, civic organizations, individuals all come together to support us. And that's what we love. We designed it so that anybody that wants to help can help.
And it didn't take you too long, Chris, to figure out that this is not just something you can roll out in September and October and have it in November. It's become a year-round thing. So you kind of fundraise year-round with several different events. And one of those is coming up here in just a few weeks.
I know. It's 2 weeks,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, the Help the Hungry BBQ.
Yes.
And that's what we wanted you to focus on here. Tell us about this barbecue and how it all came about.
Again, that came as a suggestion from one of the committee members to do a barbecue. And so we used to cook our pork butts in the church ovens and get those pulled. And we had a few little tables out at Hex IGA. And Tim Morgan, who, that man has a heart the size of Texas,
Yes,
approached us and said, Offenburg Chevrolet would love to partner with you. But his first and only rule is you either have to go big or I'm not doing it.
That sounds like Tim.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, let's do that. And he has helped us. We now have 2 locations, the Methodist Church and Offenburg Chevrolet. We kind of outgrew that one spot. But just to say, the bake sale will be Friday, the bake sale. The barbecue will be, Friday, October the 4th from 11 to 1 at the Methodist Church in Farmington, right on Karsh Boulevard, and then in Offenburg Chevrolet. And it's just not a barbecue. We have hog brown pit masters who line up roasters, just smokers, just everywhere. And they roast 600 pounds of pork for us. So that's where we will be getting our pork from, and it is just delicious. And then we will also have guys that day doing our burgers. So for $7, you can get either a pulled pork sandwich, a hamburger, chips, drink, and, of course, a piece of chocolate to top it off. And all of that money goes to the 2 food pantries in Farmington.
One of the really cool things about this, in addition to the walk-up traffic, you have big businesses and corporations like U.S. Tool and others that they pretty much order lunch for the whole company, don't they?
Oh, my gosh. Again, this is just a way for everybody to be included. But, yes, and that's really our main focus. It's like have some barbecue at work. And whether you and your office get together and order it or or you order for your whole company. We deliver. So you just tell us what you want, when you want it, and we will have it at your doorstep at that designated time. We also have the opportunity to pay it forward. And, maybe you frequent a certain business, or maybe you really love the people in the post office. This is a great way to say, hey, I just want to buy some meals for these people. I'll pick it up and deliver it myself, or can you deliver it for us? We have had a lot of people buy sandwiches for every staff member in the Farmington school system, and that includes private schools.
Yeah.
We appreciate that.
For those that want a meal.
Absolutely.
So it's just a way to give back.
So how do people place those orders? And is there a deadline that they need to have everything in by?
Well, so the bake sale, or the barbecue, my gosh, I'm so sorry. The barbecue is the 4th. So we like those orders in by noon the day before. But a lot of times we're getting phone calls the day of, and we try to accommodate those. If you go to our Facebook page, which is Help the Hungry Bake Sale, you can find the link to order that, or you can you can email Help the Hungry BBQ, helpthehungrybbq.com, and email us there. We can place your order as well.
This is like a well-oiled machine, because when you walk into Offenburg in the front desk area, there's about 15, 20 women running around doing things, but you have guys and gals that are delivery drivers. There's a whole army of people to help put this on.
Oh my gosh, I bet we have 100 people helping us that day. We will sell close to 2,400 meals in those 2 hours. So, I mean, we all could go get a job at a fast food restaurant when we're done. We're pretty fast at getting those sandwiches out. But yeah, we always appreciate everybody that's willing to step up and help us. And it's just a little joyous time to spend.
And then, of course, everything leading up to the Help the Hungry Bake Sale, always happening the weekend before Thanksgiving. Anything new, exciting coming up with this sale? Anything different that people might not have seen in the past?
I think what we're doing is refining what we do and just making it a little better. Last year, we started Kids Corner, which was maybe 2 years ago, which is a place where parents can safely drop their children off. Cindy Danley is in charge of that operation. Cindy Danley taught in Farmington School Districts for a year. Anybody that knows Cindy knows she loves children. Yeah. But we have activities and crafts for them, and so the parents can come out and shop and have some undivided attention while their kids go to Kids Corner. But we'll have all of our usual fare there.
It's always a lot of fun. Cooking Clergy is always awesome. The live auction is pretty cool. The silent auction is awesome. And we talk about this every year. Even if you've never had anything to do with Help the Hungry in any way, shape, or form until right now, and you've decided after watching this interview on the Parkland podcast that you want to be a part of it, it's not too late, is it?
Oh, it's never too late. It's never too late. Again, we have made that a situation where that anybody wants to help can help. You don't have to just bake. We have, for example, Ben and Julie Davis have a farm, and they raise cattle, so they give us beef every year. We have people that do woodworking, and they donate things. We have garden clubs and creative people that like to make wreaths and holiday decorations. We have a whole holiday raffle. People can donate there. People can put together silent auction baskets. If you don't want to do any of that, you can come and shop. You can come and eat in our cafe. We have men that don't ever even come into that main part of the gym, Mark, don't you think? And they sit in there and eat homemade cinnamon rolls, drink coffee, eat some egg casserole.
You must be talking about Harvey Faircloth.
Yes.
Harv.
Yes. Yes. There are quite a few of them. And then, or we are a great source for a year-end tax write-off. We're a 501c3, so sometimes people just like to make donations. So
Help the Hungry Bake Sale in Farmington, the Help the Hungry Barbecue event happening on October 4th. If you have 5 or more lunches, you get free delivery. And we're going to share the link to the Google Doc where you can place that form on the Parkland Podcast Facebook page. Again, it's $7 bag lunch. You get either a pulled pork sandwich or a barbecued hamburger. I always go with the barbecued hamburger myself. And you get the chips, you get a drink, and you get a little chocolate treat. And again, 2 car hop locations to serve you at Chris Offenberg Chevrolet Buick GMC in the Maple Valley Center, Farmington, and of course the United Methodist Church there on North Street in Farmington, and that's where you can go to take advantage of this fun event.
And Chris, can we get you to come back in November right before Help the Hungry?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
My favorite thing to talk about other than myself. So.
Well, we'll talk about you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's keeping you busy these days besides this event? What else you got going on?
I got that quote from Pastor Ron
Yes.
Beaton. So he's my favorite. Oh well, I'm busy with Garden Council. We just decorated the mall downtown. I'm on the Christmas in Farmington committee, and so we're busy putting that brochure together for all the fun events for families.
Are you officially on Discover Farmington's board, or do you just help them out with stuff?
That's another story, but I'm just helping them out with things. Yes, yeah.
So if anybody needs help in the Parkland, maybe they need like a couch moved or something, they can contact you?
Oh, no. I draw the line there. But if they want a cake baked, I'm there.
Hey, yeah, there you go. Very good. Again, Help the Hungry BBQ is Friday, October 4th. It's from 11 until 1 o'clock at Offenberg and the United Methodist Church in Farmington. $7 bag lunch, pulled pork or a barbecued hamburger, and all the fixings. And if you have 5 or more orders, free delivery. Help out a great cause, and we really, really, really appreciate Chris Landrum joining us here this morning on the Parkland Podcast. Parkland Pharmacy is where we go when we need a prescription, or we need medical advice, or we need medical equipment, or we have questions about insurance. And the 6 locations are fantastic: Deloge, Farmington, Fredericktown, Ironton, Piedmont, and Greenville. I go to the Deloge store all the time. You go to the Farmington store, and we say it, we mean it. Customer service, wonderful there all the time.
We hope to have a couple of the folks from Parkland Pharmacy joining us here in a couple of weeks on the Parkland Podcast. Want to send a shout out to Judy Boring this morning. She does a wonderful job helping folks work through their insurance issues, because she's done that with me. If you are hitting retirement age and you have to worry about Medicare and Medicaid and all that kind of good stuff, call Parkland Pharmacy, arrange an appointment with Judy. It's getting to be almost that time of year where you got to renew that every year. Judy can lead you right through it. She is fantastic.
And just a sweet person, too.
Oh, it's nice. As nice as nice can be.
Yeah. And those are the kind of people that work at Parkland Pharmacy. They have local pharmacy at its finest. They're in Deloge, Farmington, Fredericktown, Ironton, Piedmont, and Greenville. Parkland Pharmacy, sponsoring the Parkland Podcast. John Robinson, Pettis, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. He's been slinging automotive pieces for 33 years. That's what the kids say.
Is that how they say it?
Yeah, they've been slinging automotive pieces, and you got to do your hand like this. John probably does it better than I do. But he is so down to earth. He's so easy to work with, and you'll see it when you talk to him.
Yeah, but don't confuse the fact that he's a real laid-back kind of guy with the fact that he doesn't know his business. Because trust me, he does. He knows where to go to find the best deals. He knows where all the good stuff is at, and he will make sure if you want to buy a vehicle from Pettis, he's going to get you the very best deal possible.
Been doing it for 33 years, and there's a reason why he's literally sold thousands of vehicles. His phone number is 701-8002. John Robinson, Pettis, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. The Department of Mental Health for the state of Missouri is seeking an advanced practice nurse to fill a position on their East-Southeast Regional Forensics mobile team. This position includes daytime travel, a flexible work schedule with remote work options available, at a salary of $130,000 annually, and tremendous benefits. This opening will not last long. To apply for the advanced practice nurse position or any other with the Department of Mental Health, please call 573-2 218-6800 or go to dmh.mo.gov. The state of Missouri is an equal opportunity employer. We celebrate diversity and are committed to creating an inclusive environment for all employees.
Hey, it's Mark Toti here, and you know there's no better place to watch the big game than Spokes Pub and Grill in Farmington. Chris and Dina Spence invite you out to enjoy the great menu and the fun atmosphere that Spokes always provides. For me, I love the burgers. The catfish sandwich is amazing. The pork chops are awesome. They have huge salads, and you should always leave room for dessert when you go to Spokes. Check out their Facebook page to see when your favorite band is performing. And as always, for rolling good times, it's Spokes Pub and Grill right off Highway 67 in Farmington.
Let's check your sports now here on the Parkland Podcast. We begin with our broadcast game between the Farmington Knights and the Jackson Indians. Let's get a recap now from Greg Allen and Mike Reeves.
Greg Allen, Mike Reeves with your video recap on Parkland Sports Live from the pit in Jackson, where the Indians make it 14 straight wins over the Farmington Knights, 49-35, the victory. Back and forth game in the fourth quarter, Mike. Farmington had it a couple of times within 7, just could never kind of play catch-up and get that extra possession and try to slow down a really prolific Jackson offense that was impressive again tonight.
I still like what Farmington did tonight. There's a lot of positive to take out of it. They would like to have gotten a stop or two more to have a legitimate chance at this thing late in the game, but their offense was magnificent. They did so many good things. They ran the ball well. They hit on a couple of pass plays, and for a place that has been a real difficult place for them to compete and play over the years, it's a step in the right direction. It's not the end all. They wanted to win. They didn't. But I thought even Erik Kruppe afterwards was happy with the effort and what they accomplished. And now they move forward, and I'm looking forward to seeing this team the next few weeks.
Recap brought to you by Mac Tech and Southeast Missouri Mental Health. What did you make of the Farmington offense?
It was electric, and they owned everything up front. They could run the ball when they wanted, unofficially right near 3 100-yard rushers. They may have had 3 100-yard rushers when they do the official stats. It was right there. You don't come into Jackson and do that very often. I thought it was magnificent, and they connected on a couple of big pass plays and missed one that would have maybe changed the way the game looked a little bit in the first half. But Greg, with all that being said, that offense was good tonight. It wasn't 49 points good, which Jackson's was, but still some positives to take home.
Both teams 2-2, both teams going home. Farmington hosts Sykeston. We'll have it for you in week 5. Poplar Bluff comes to the pit here in Jackson. 49-35 the final. Indians win it.
After the game, our Chad Speaker caught up with Farmington Knight head coach Erik Kruppe.
Well, talking to Erik Kruppe now here on our post-game show. And Coach, I know you come to win, but reasons to be excited, reasons to think this is a good football team, Coach?
Yeah, without question, and that's the conversation that we just had as we broke here. You can see our kids dispersing and, going to parents and things like that. But, we didn't tuck tail. This is a place that for a lot of teams, not just Farmington, but for a lot of teams, you come down into the pit and it becomes a house of horrors. And our kids fought, and they played for 48 full minutes, and they got Jackson on their heels a little bit, especially in the second half. And, to be down 28-6, but come storming back and, basically get into a one-score game where we're just trading blows. I'm proud of our kids for that, and again, nobody wants a victory here more than myself. I know our kids want that victory here as well. And you need to still be disappointed that the end result wasn't what you want, but you also have to keep your head held high because there are positives that you're going to be able to take out of this football game.
I'm going to go all the way back to the last drive of the first half because the second half the offense was tremendous, but let's go all the way back to the last drive of the first half. The offense, you guys dictated to them.
Yeah, and through a lot of that third quarter and into the fourth quarter, it was the same thing. We really had our way, and really we bogged ourselves down on those last couple drives where, we had a chance to get it back to that one-score game and, of course, think an onside kick and, then go for 2 and head home, But yeah, they really executed well. I think our offensive staff found some things that they could take advantage of and utilize going into the second half, and they were able to do those things. And, again, like I said, I still disappointed that we didn't get the victory, but, as we go forward, there's things that we can definitely build off of here.
You were within a whisker of having 3 100-yard rushers tonight.
That doesn't surprise me. Teams have been doing such a good job of taking Kaysen away those first 3 games, but we were able to do some things to get him rolling again, and, obviously Brett Dry is a special football player as well, and he's really running the option well here senior year, and, obviously Josh McCarthy we know is an explosive athlete as well. So
I know you got to get a stop or two, so you're looking for the stop. or the extra possession on the onsides. But, I mean, at some point, too, you have to tip your cap to Jackson and say, our defender was in the right spot, and the kid makes a great play.
Well, they made 2 catches down here in that end zone that there's no way in heck that they were in bounds. And you look at the sideline replay and you go, well, son of a gun, I don't know how he did it, but I mean that's like an NFL type catch. And they make, when they're down here, they make plays everywhere, but when they're down here, they really they find ways to make some special plays, and there is some tip of the cap, and we got to find ways to get stops and get off the field.
Say in the Semo North next week, going to home for homecoming against Sykeston, and I think you guys are going to go there with a bounce.
Oh, I hope we do. I think they will. This was week 2 of a 4-week homecoming tour. We were Poplar Bluffs and now Jackson's, and we'll be Union in a couple of weeks when we head out there. So obviously the goal is, when it's all said and done, to be 3-1 on this tour. But you don't get the 3-1 unless we get the one at home next week, which is the most important one.
Thanks for joining us, Coach. We'll see you then.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, group.
Again, 49-35, the Jackson Indians hang on and defeat the Farmington Knights in our Parkland Sports Live Game of the Week Friday night. Here's some other scores from week number 4 of the high school season.
The Central Rebels fell to St. Dominic by a score of 38-7.
Hillsboro, a winner over North County, 35-14.
Valley Catholics put up over 120 points in their last 2 games. They beat Fredericktown this past Friday, 61-20.
And the St. Genevieve Dragons seem to be figuring things out. They get a big win over Potosi, 28-7.
Festus rolled over DeSoto, 56-6.
It was Perryville, a winner over Bayless, 52-14.
It was Clayton losing a close one to Windsor, 34-32.
The St. Vincent Indians continue to roll, a 47-7 victory over the Black Cats of Herculaneum.
And Jefferson, another good season, kicking off with a 41-14 win over Cuba.
Turning now to Mineral Area College Fall Sports. The soccer men 5-4-1 at record time.
The women's soccer team is 5-5.
And the volleyball team has won 3 in a row, all in conference play. They're now 10-3 on the season.
We have a big football game coming up this week, too.
Yeah, I got homecoming activities from Farmington High School. The Knights looking to rebound after that tough loss on the road in Jackson. They got another Semo conference foe as the Bulldogs of Sykeston come to town. And again, we'll have that for you on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. It's our Parkland Sports Live Game of the Week.
Not much to talk about with Cardinals baseball. They continue.
Cardinals football, too.
Yeah, not for the last 35 years at least. But the baseball team continues just to be that 500 club. But how about Shohei Ohtani?
Oh
amazing. What a way to hit the 50-50 club. That's impressive all by itself. But the dude went 6 for 6, 3 home runs, and 10 RBIs in one game. That's a career for a lot of people. now, some of this is going to be outdated, but like 3 or 4 weeks ago, he was 10 home runs behind Aaron Judge for the most home runs in Major League Baseball. As of record time, they're almost dead even. I think it's like 53, 52 or something like that.
Amazing.
What a couple of weeks that guy has had. He's amazing.
And then think about this, too. Next year, he'll be pitching every 5th day.
Yeah, that's no kidding. Aaron Judge, you better learn how to pitch or you're going to be passed up by Shohei.
My good. I remember as a kid thinking, someday maybe I'll see a player that can do both. And you're always like, man, because I'm sure you were like this too. There were probably like 3 or 4, 5, 6 kids on your baseball team that were really good pitchers and really good hitters. And I was always like, man, someday somebody's going to do that. And finally, Shohei is.
As a kid, my pitching and hitting were about the same. Because I did both.
Right.
And I could be really good on the mound and I could hit the ball 300 feet. And then I would strike out the next 8 times and give up 4 home runs in a row. So
you would have been a Major League Baseball player.
I could have been a millionaire. Yeah. Could have been a millionaire.
A strikeout walker, hit a home run. That is our sports here on the Parkland Podcast. Let's talk about Save-A-Lots of the Parkland. They're in Bonne Terre, DeSoto, Potosi, Park Hills, and Farmington. And they have an excellent selection of items. And I love how they're getting more local items in. And one of the best things around locally is this from Bailey Joe's. So yummy.
Yes, Bailey Joe's saw Jeremy, and he gave us a couple of these to brag about. These are available in Save-A-Lot stores. This is their dressing, their Italian dressing. We also have some barbecue sauce. I believe there's a barbecue and a cherry glaze there as well. And they started phenomenal and worked their way up. But that's just an example of the great quality products you will find at Save-A-Lot. And I got to tell you, at our men's club barbecue, we had a few leftover chickens from the John Thomas Scholarship Fundraiser, and we broke them out. All that chicken came from Save-A-Lot, and I got to tell you, it's fabulous.
Yeah, they do such a great job. They have butchers in every store. They're always looking at ways to bring new and exciting items to the store, so things are changing. It's not the same every time, which is real exciting. They do a great job. Check them out today. They're Save-A-Lots at the Parkland, Bonne Terre, DeSoto, Park Hills, Potosi, and Farmington.
Matt Stroud Excavating and Hauling has the equipment and know-how to get that job done right. They dig basements, ponds, lakes, roads, and clearings and haul in the rock. Check out Matt Stroud Excavating and Hauling's commercial work at Domino's in Farmington and Fredericktown and Leadbelt Motorsports. Call Matt Stroud Excavating and Hauling today at 701-3258. That's 701-3258.
Kim Hudson is a real estate broker owner in Farmington with Coldwell Banker Holsey. Kim has been selling homes since 2004. She's a Farmington High School graduate and very active in the community. Whether you're buying or selling, she's there to help you through every step of the process. Check out Kim's latest listings at kimhudsonhomes.com or call 760-9789. That's 760-9789. Or email Kim Hudson at kim@coldwellbankerholsey.com. Let's do some music now here on the Parkland Podcast. Every week we select a song and an album of the week. We're both music people and we love talking about music. Mark Toti, what is your song of the week for the podcast?
A song that I listened to on the way over here to do a little recording. It's from Pete Townsend of The Who. Let's See Action. Not one of their more well-known hits, or one of his more well-known hits. It was released as a single in England, went to top 20 on the charts. Didn't get released in the United States as a single, but the album-oriented rock stations play it all the time, and I absolutely love that song. My album is from Jackson Browne.
Ooh.
It's called For Every Man. It contains the hit songs Take It Easy, Redneck Friend, and For Every Man. Great tune. Jackson Browne, in addition to his own solo stuff, did a lot of work with the Eagles, wrote a lot of songs for other people. Just a heck of an artist. I love me some Jackson Browne. Don't listen to it nearly as much as I should.
I'm going to go with REM for my song of the week, and this is from the Monster album. It was, I believe,
great album.
Oh, absolutely. Crush with Eyeliner. I just love the guitar at the beginning of it, where it's
I just love the title too.
Yeah, great tune. Sonic Youth's Thurston Moore did the background vocals on it. And the band says it's kind of a homage to the New York Dolls and kind of their style. And great tune. And they had the instrumental version on the B-side. I remember that because I think I had the single.
Quick story, Scott Cheatham, former co-worker for both of us.
Yes.
Grew up in the Illinois area. He says Michael Stipe, the lead singer for REM, once asked his sister out on a date.
Really?
There you go.
Wow. That's good. Did she say yes?
We never got that far.
Oh, man. Okay, so we need to get Scott Cheatham on here at some point, and that's going to be one of our
That could
questions.
be the Scott Cheatham totally awesome radio show.
Yes. You know what? I bet he has a couple. I bet he does. That's probably what we need to start doing now, because
Branching out.
Yeah, I think we need to maybe start recording people telling their Toti-ly awesome radio stories. And Scott and so many more people that you worked with, I think would be great.
We could fill up a full year of Parkland podcast with just Scott Kabbalah alone.
That's where it's going. We have figured this out right here on the spot. All right, this is from my brother-in-law. My father-in-law, Mr. Jim Whaley. In fact, he autographed this album cover, Peanuts. Foghats, I guess, second album, their second self-titled album, and released in 1973. And I Feel So Bad, I guess, was the only tune that got some radio play on it. But I'll be completely honest, I've never heard this album, but I trust my father-in-law's musical judgment, and I bet you there are some people looking at this going, oh, yeah, I had that record. I just didn't sign it in the same place.
Quick side note, 1973, I did have hair.
Yes, that is. I've seen the pictures.
Yes.
I've seen the pictures. All right, who do we have coming up on the show next week here on the Parkland Podcast? Of course, we drop every Monday or Sunday night, Monday morning. And who do we have coming up on the show for next week?
Well, coming up next week, we have Farmington City Administrator Greg Beavers to tell us about the new budget for the city of Farmington. And we'll have that special presentation from the Farmington Regional Chamber of Commerce meeting featuring the gentleman who was part of the team that helped build the
World Trade Center. Yeah,
World Trade Center.
Absolutely. Looking forward to that. Until then, have a great week. Be sure to like, subscribe, to download, and tell your friends about the Parkland Podcast. Have a great week.